The following is a fan-based review. All materials discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, and Saban Entertainment.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Tokucast. We have another episode of the Tokutalk for you. In light of
Power Rangers 2017.
Yeah, we have decided to just talk about Power Rangers, just how it's evolved over the last 22, 23 years that it's been around. 24. Jesus. 24 years. It's as old as I am.
It's 2 years older than me.
But, because this was just an idea that no one ever did before, no one thought to do before, and it turned into, what?
No one ever did before?
The adapting of a...
No one ever did before?
What?
You gotta remember, Stan Lee tried to get Son Vulcan to come over here, or was it Density Man? One of the two. I'm Saban tried before that, after that, to get Bioman to come over. He tried again to get Jetman to come over, and then Z-Ranger happened, and that's when he got lucky.
History lesson, folks.
Well, I'm talking about Saban trying to take Japanese combat footage, write a story around it, and then add American footage. Stan Lee tried to do that with what? Denziman?
Is either Density Man or Son Vulcan?
Son Vulcan.
But Saban was the only one who was actually able to do it.
This is the first time it succeeded, that's the point.
Yeah, the first time it succeeded, and good God, did it succeed.
You were about to say, did it exceed?
Yeah.
It also did that.
It aired in
1993.
Aired in August, late August, I believe, of 1993.
Yes.
And it was just taking Japanese footage, putting American acting voice over it, and then putting their faces in when they're not fighting. How did this work?
Because the formula is very, very repetitive. But it worked extremely well.
Because our young minds were like, ooh, punching.
Robots.
Colors.
Explosions.
Different colored kids.
But I want to ask you guys, what was your first exposure to Power Rangers?
The first season.
Yep. Way more fun.
Did you watch it on TV, VHS?
I watched it on Fox
I
Kids.
think it was on VHS. Only because I was born in '92, so I wasn't like, I think I started when I was 5 or 6, so it was long gone by then.
2.5 when I started watching it.
Jesus.
I saw my first episode when I was 5, and my dad rented me Food Fight on VHS, the episode.
Oh, the episode Food Fight.
I was like, the movie?
No.
What is wrong with your dad?
You do realize this was back in the 90s. That movie didn't exist.
It felt like it's been forever since I thought about that.
This is the one with the big pig monster.
Yeah,
Eats all their weapons.
That one's very kind of, for lack of a better word.
That was the first episode that I ever saw.
I think that was the first episode I ever saw too. Actually, it's the only one I can remember that vividly.
I remember seeing Day of the Dumpster.
I never saw that one when I was a kid.
I did later. I saw that one, and then I started from the beginning. I also remember getting the VHS for one of their Christmas episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, right, when, what was it? It was either Kat and Tommy, or Kimberly and Tommy, and they're super old, and they're just telling a story the entire time.
I think it was before that one.
The whole problem, I just hate all the holiday-themed episodes. This goes for Sentai as well. Because they take place outside of the plot, and I'm just like, why?
Because holidays.
Unless you're Go Busters, and then you got lucky. But we're talking about Power Rangers.
And it continued to use this and it stuck with the Mighty Morphin era for 3 seasons.
So many episodes.
Where they had to go back, redo footage, because
Rangers
stopped.
Record their own because they didn't want to change the suits, which I get. Because
you have a brand, you want to keep it.
Especially when it's that visually recognizable.
Mm-hmm.
You want to use it for all it's worth.
Also,
and then you throw in the Alien Rangers in there for no reason.
Gotta get that Kaku Ranger footage somehow.
It's like, we can't keep doing this. So
6-episode break with Kaku Ranger footage.
10.
10?
Yeah. It was a 10-episode. Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers was 10 episodes. Then we got into Zeo.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as we all know, from Mighty Morphin to technically Lost Galaxy, that was the whole Zordon era of this. Mm-hmm. And you end up really getting to see, that melodrama build up, especially in Season 3 of Mighty Morphin, the very end of Turbo, and of course, basically all of In Space, and a lot of Lost Galaxy. In Galaxy. They weren't lost. as well. And I really like the way that the show was structured, set up, because of the fact that we got actual plots instead of Monsters of the Week every single time. I remember they had that one episode of Lost Galaxy where it was really, the Rangers weren't even in it, but it was just basically a whole episode dedicated to the series Alien.
Yeah.
And they went into, like, there was that whole episode where they actually found the book the first time. It was creepy as hell. And I loved it. I remember things like that. I like the things when they end up doing, not Monster of the Week, or they end up doing, I really remember All of in Space. That even includes the Ninja Turtles crossover. But I even remember All of in Space and just the way that
I just felt a few brain cells die.
Yeah, that was a painful thing.
Anyway.
The way that those...
Especially because with Mighty Morphin through In Space, we were sticking with the same characters that we had met. No refreshes, no reboots, restarts. But from
it's like the complete opposite of today's film industry.
Yeah.
Wow.
But from Lost Galaxy onward, we're sticking with the one season per characters, and it still worked. Now, to a degree.
Lost Galaxy, and then with Lightspeed Rescue, from on then we stopped getting returning actors every single season.
Yeah.
Except for team-ups.
For team-ups.
And so we get that all the way through until Dino Thunder, where we have the return of Tommy Oliver.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of. He didn't want to go to New Zealand.
He wanted to be home with his family.
Which is totally fine.
I mean, after Time Force, because that was the end of the Saban era, I think the first 3 episodes of Wild Force were still being exclusively produced by Saban, and then they got sold to Disney. And
who did a better job? Sorry, what?
Debatable.
Depending on the season.
Really depending on the season.
About to say, that's a hard... Because you remember Wild Force, I like it a lot better than Gower Ranger, I'll say that.
SPD
is good.
Good season. Awful explosions.
Cow explosions.
Bad idea with the Omega Ranger.
Dino Thunder was good.
Ninja Storm was also
Dino Thunder had a great villain.
Yes, Dino Thunder had the benefit of having a really, really good villain.
Mizagoth.
It's personal in a different way than Outer Ranger was.
Mystic Force was terrible.
Mystic Force wasn't a Power Ranger show. It was a lie. Basically, Mystic Force was just, I don't know, Lord of the Rings light with Power Rangers in it.
Or Harry Potter.
Yes, or Harry Potter with Power Rangers in it. That's basically what that entire... We don't talk about the next one.
Operation Overdrive was awful.
Operation Overdrive is piece of crap.
And one of the Rangers from Operation Overdrive can go burn in hell.
Yes, he's a piece of shit. We're talking about you, Black. Oh, damn it, he was a black guy. And he's black. God damn it, I thought we learned... Jungle Fury.
Jungle
Fury is good.
It was alright.
It has issues.
It does have issues.
But compared to the last thing...
And compared to its Sentai in some cases, Zawa! At least the Red Ranger speaks English.
Shut up, Dax.
That was Operation Overdrive.
I know, but still.
Yeah, that's just
the same principle.
At least we had a stoner ranger. RJ was a stoner, and you can't deny it.
RJ was fun. I really liked his character. There are other issues I have with Jungle Fury, and that means on the side of the villains.
Great theme song.
And the way that it was set up.
Yes, it was a good theme song.
RPM, greatest season that
Somebody,
Power Rangers has ever done.
Arguably the greatest season.
Arguably the greatest season. Somebody in one of our comments said whether we think a Power Rangers adaptation of Go Busters would make a good sequel to RPM.
Yes. That would actually be perfect.
Yeah.
Seeing exactly, because Vengeance wasn't exactly dead at the end of RPM. He was stuck inside Scott's Morpher. So just seeing exactly how that would end up going, you could see how Go Busters would end up being a very, very good sequel to either RPM. I remember somebody said
they skipped it.
Could have been a sequel to Lost Galaxy in a way.
Too bad they skipped it.
Yeah, I mean, Go Busters would have been great for the season.
Are they skipping Zoodra yet, or do we know?
They still haven't verified that, but more than likely, yeah. Okay. Then
why do they hate orange?
After the Disney era, we end up getting to a problem.
The Nickelodeon era?
The Neo Saban era is like the worst thing for a good couple of seasons. And then another half a season.
Because after that, it was what?
The problem...
Samurai, Super Samurai, Mega Force, Super Mega Force. Dino Charge, which was good.
Dino Charge was good.
Dino Charge was good. Dino Super Charge was meh.
Ninja Steel, and now Super Ninja Steel.
They're doing Super Ninja Steel?
Yes, because they don't know how to name anything anymore. Everything is Super or Mega.
It's not 1995 anymore.
And the biggest problem that this has is because of the fact that it's fucking Nickelodeon. They keep screwing over the way that the seasons work. because of the fact that it's 20 episodes no matter what, and then there's a break, and then they end up coming back for a whole new season. I hate the way that Nickelodeon frames their seasons for their shows. Really, these things are basically 40 episodes, which would be great because we haven't really gotten, a 40-episode season by itself for Power Rangers since before Disney. Or I think
RPM was like 30-something.
It was 30-something. But we haven't gotten anything over like 35 since, I believe, Operation Overdrive, sadly. Then, the way that Nickelodeon has their thing set up is, Samurai, Super Samurai, it's just 20 episodes each.
Well, the thing with Samurai was that they were fucked from the beginning because they decided to make it as Japanese as possible.
Without making it as Japanese as possible.
Without actually being in Japan.
It's not a good season. It just doesn't work.
Welcome to the middle of California. There are samurai everywhere. What? Was that kids movie? 3 Ninjas? It's it's pretty much that.
And the other issue
5 samurai
that especially we're having is because we talked about this for Sentai as a whole, but the toys for these shows are terrible because the whole reason we got those Megazord cockpit only suits was because of the fact that Bandai, no matter what, was going to end up selling toys for Power Rangers even if the show didn't have anything to go along with it. And so they had to incorporate it into the show somehow, and that's how we keep getting fucked. Every single year for the past few years, we got, those super forms and Super Samurai and Samurai where they had those, helmets with the lips on it for some reason.
Yeah.
And the big pauldrons and everything. And then we had Dino Charge where theirs wasn't nearly as bad, but still it existed. Then we ended up getting Ninja Steel where the biggest problem I have with Ninja Steel as a whole, besides the fact that their acting as this is bad and the story is just bad and all the villains.
Even though it has a returning.
Oh my god, this is just the thing. Samurai, Super Samurai, Megaforce, Super Megaforce, Dino Charge, Super Dino Supercharged, and Ninja Steel and Super Ninja Steel. What do they all have in common with their villains?
What?
They all sound the fucking same.
Yeah.
There is no distinction in their voices at all. Literally everybody's voice is replaceable except for 1 or 2. Like the one with the headache from Endolf in Kyoryuger, or whatever his name was in Dino Charge, Dino Supercharge. It's just the fact that he does sound different, but a whole bunch of these other people have that same, I'm super evil and growly and I'm coming to beat you, Power Rangers. And that's basically exactly how that just ends up going.
Yeah.
They all sound the exact same. I just want some variation. That's really all I want with a whole bunch of these shows. And maybe get some better actors or,
Not male models for the Red Rangers, people. Because, I'm sorry, what was Red Samurai's profession before becoming a Power Ranger?
A model.
And Megaforce?
A model.
That's a problem! Sorry, I know, table, but come on.
We're getting a bit ranty, but...
It can be Toku rant too, but come on! Hire actors, not models! It's not hard!
But you have to hire pretty people!
No,
We're going to talk about that when we actually get to Kuga, because that starts a thing for Japan. But
their ability to not age?
No, there's a whole different thing that it's an actual name for something that we're going to talk about when we get to Kuga in a few weeks.
Remember when we watched the premiere of Megaforce and we didn't hate the first episode?
Of Super Megaforce?
No, just Megaforce. And then we're like, this
we made a mistake.
We was like, maybe this doesn't suck. Then we saw the second episode, no, it sucks.
It's like, oh, damn.
We got our hopes up. Except for the first episode, they literally used the same 10 seconds of stock footage twice of the Zords flying into the monster, and then again, literally 30 seconds later, we're like, that was the same footage.
They messed up a few times, actually. I remember during one of the Megaforce episodes, they played the theme for Super Samurai.
Oops.
And all the cards still said Gosei Sentai.
There's a lot of editing that doesn't they got cheap on some of these seasons.
I'll give Dino Charge this. They replaced the names on the batteries, from Gabutir to Tyrannosaurus. Yeah. There was one episode where they missed one and they re-released it, corrected it.
Oh.
That was props for that. I haven't seen all of Dino Supercharged, but I've heard not great things.
It really lost its way that second season.
I've seen some of Dino
especially
Supercharged.
at the end.
That's what I'm referring to.
That ending was bad.
It brought back the dinosaurs. I saw.
It's a mess. And Ninja Steel is just like, it's like they took the theme from Zyuohger with the
game show.
With the game show, made it on the intergalactic scale, but they really, really dumbed down on those Rangers, and they're all really, really boring. Even Gold, who just got introduced, and yeah, you might be super hot, but that's like really all you got going. And that damn accent, damn him. Weird, because the fact that he's like a country singer, which makes sense because Star Ninja, but he loses his accent when he's doing the morning call.
Oh,
wow! And they even brought back a returning Power Ranger actor from SPD in that show. He wanted to be the Orange Ranger so bad.
It's just like I don't know. I don't know exactly what Power Rangers is doing within itself. Obviously,
well, because here's a question: what can they do to fix it?
Give rid of Nickelodeon.
Give it back to Disney.
No. Or that.
Yeah.
Or go somewhere else that actually give you a proper season.
I would say go either to Disney or to Toonami. But Toonami doesn't really do live action anymore.
Yeah, I don't think Cartoon Network would be a good fit for it. Maybe something...
The CW.
The CW could honestly work.
Yeah.
CW could work.
It's not like they have enough superhero shows.
Netflix.
They have another one coming.
Being the obvious one.
Netflix
is also a possibility, or Amazon.
Don't go to Hulu. No one likes Hulu.
They were showing some trailer for the Hulu original show in the theater when we went to go see Power Rangers. Yeah. And me and Marcus just kept going, "You're not Netflix. You'll never be Netflix."
No, it was that one show where that girl was like super popular or something, and she was an actress.
Oh, yeah, she became an actress and all the drama. And we're like...
I think, I remember because I said this to you, I think I fell asleep with my eyes open.
Okay.
He was like, I've never been so bored.
Wow.
But yeah, it's just like, I really wish that...
You know what's happened?
What?
Kids got dumber. I hate to sound like an old fart, but kids got dumber.
Yeah.
And kids got more protected. Like
after RPM, it just went downhill.
When we were kids, our parents did not give as much of a shit about what was on TV.
I can't tell you how many times I was just dirty for no reason because I was just outside. But that's just us being old. It's just like especially
like I had the V chip and everything, but like when it came to violence, they weren't as like, oh my god, no, that's bad for you.
My parents gave no shits.
My parents gave no shits. They're like, Power Rangers, whatever, it keeps them quiet.
But it's just, I don't know. After RPM, it's just...
With me, it was mostly they made me play outside.
I played Power Rangers outside.
And if I played outside, that was when I got to go inside and watch Power Rangers or whatever.
After RPM, it's gone so down. It's like, I really just want Power Rangers to
They need to shift their demographic to the younger kids, to more like preteens and maybe a little older.
Like, just get off of Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
That would end up being the big thing that would just end up helping you the most. Go somewhere else. Go to CW. Go to Netflix. Go to not Hulu. I mean, just...
Amazon.
Go to Amazon. Maybe finally go ahead and get Amazon to show up over here. It's supposed to. I don't know when the hell that's supposed to happen. But I'm just saying, just
get out of Nickelodeon.
Get out of Nickelodeon. I think that's the thing that's hurting Power Rangers the most right now is because they're so boxed in with themselves. Go back to the writing that we had with RPM.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing I really...
Here's the problem with that. What do RPM and In Space have in common?
They were supposed to be the end. So they threw all the money at it.
But they still end up getting other good stories throughout this show. SPD was really... Especially in their actors. God, I love almost everything about SPD.
There it is
great. But Dino Thunder was also really good. There was also the cow explosions in that one. I'm glad that's just a thing of the no anymore.
Give me more of Dino Charge Season 1.
Give me more Dino Thunder. Give me more RPM, SPD. Give me more...
Dino Charge Season 1.
What was two?
Dino Charge before Super. Like that bit in Dino Charge with the marathon and they all drink this stupid water. And Tyler's like, does anybody know who Tyler is? I found his wallet.
I just want something a little bit better because you really
we all want something better.
You really end up seeing how things end up changing, especially demographic and how they are treating the kids over time. Remember how bloody Time Force got?
Yep.
And how dark that entire thing was because it starts off with the Red Ranger being
murdered
and Rancic
annihilated,
being a great villain.
Pulling weapons out of his shin.
It's just like I miss
the
things
grotesqueness.
I miss the things like Time Force and RPM, and really just a lot of the. I don't miss Lothor. I miss a lot of
No
the
one
things.
misses Lothor.
No one misses Lothor.
Yeah.
But
Wild Force was good too. Wild Force had its moments.
Yeah.
I still get goosebumps when they do that speech at the end.
it's so much better than Power Rangers.
It really is.
But
Also, I finally learned at the end of Wild Force the Zords that were put in the orbs that were never revealed. Those were just concept art.
yeah,
Oh.
They weren't in Gal Ranger. It was just concept art for other Zords that never actually got made.
Huh.
Which
no,
was, I think it's cool.
Some of them were in Power Ranger because that ending also basically ends up happening there too. A lot of the things, a lot of the ones are concept art, and there's concept art of other Zords on the Power Rangers wiki. By the way, go ahead and go to Wild Force and then Gal Ranger, and you can look through those. But I mean, there's just a lot of things that I really would just wish would end up coming back. I want us, and this goes for Sentai as well. I want a story back.
I want a story.
I want a story.
We want a cohesive story. No more villains of the week.
No more filler.
No more filler.
I mean, you can have villains of the week, but make them
Do it every now and then, but
make them
maybe at the very end of the episode have it lead into something more.
Or maybe just make the entire episode about a character. Because, I mean, they sort of do that now, but a lot of it's still based on toy sales. That whole thing in Q Ranger with episode 6 and the Pegasus, why?
Was that 6? I thought that was 5.
That was 6. Why? Just stop with the bullshit. That's all I want. But, yeah.
You gotta make money somehow, though, but, yeah. This has been just us, wondering where our childhood...
Yapping for 20 minutes.
Of where our childhood went. Because now it's in movies. Because now it's
got a cinematic universe coming up.
Oh my god, the Power Rangers cinematic universe. We have to
I look forward to the Beetleborgs movie.
I'm just remembering bad things about that show. Remember that guy who was basically Frankenstein's monster, but Elvis?
Don't you mean Jay Leno and Elvis?
Yeah. Remember that guy who was like a vampire?
But Frankenstein's monster and the Mummy and Dracula were there too, if I'm not mistaken.
It's not as bad as VR Troopers.
That was the worst part of the night.
I'm looking forward to that movie too.
Damn it.
Get this
Tokutalk.
Master Rider.
We're tired.
Yes, we are. But we will see you guys next time, just as tired and just as dumb.
Well,
bye, everybody.
Did you just really say motherfucking Master Rider?
Yes, I did.
Fuck you.